Now we're at the point we're ready to take off our painter's tape. You're just going to pull that painter's tape off from there. Easier said than done. And see what a beautiful horizon you have there. Alright, now we're going to lay in the trees. The trees are not even. You don't want them to look even. You want it to look like trees along there. So we're going to use this same brush. This brush is working well for us. So we're going to use the same flat wash brush. Blot the extra moisture out of it. And to put these trees in, we're going to use raw umber and hooker green. We really want more raw umber in those trees because you want them really nice and dark. So this would be about the color of your mixture for your trees. Okay, you're going to want your brush to be chiseled edge. By doing that, you're going to lay it flat and pull it. And then we're going to use our brush upright to bounce in these trees. And you don't want them the same height, you do want them varying height, and you're just going to push and bounce these trees all the way across. Right here you don't want them quite as high where you want them. You don't want to cover up that pretty sunrise you have going there. So you're just going to bounce your trees in, and don't be panicking if it's a little bit lighter right in there, because you've probably still got a little bit of white on there. You can go back and pick up more paint. Make some of them darker, some of them lighter. Make sure and cover your canvas. And see, by using your brush upright and bouncing it up and down, it will give the impression of small trees. Some are going to be shorter, some are going to be taller. And when you start to not have enough paint on your brush, just go back when it's not covering and go back and put more trees in there. So it's just a bouncing method of going up and down and across there to put your trees on that horizon. Alright, then we're going to go back into our paint, but we're going to pick up a little bit more of the raw umber because it's really pretty dark, especially on these sides. We're going to go back and forth, and put this foreground in. It's going to be a little bit lighter in the center. Again, you always want the center to be the focal point of your picture. My paint's dragging, so I'm going to get more water, lightly blot it, go back to my palette paper and pick up more paint. And again, you want it darker on these sides. So make sure you pick up more raw umber and hooker green. Blend it on your palette paper. Make sure you got plenty of paint on your brush. And go ahead and fill that in. And the same thing, you always want the bottom of your canvas to be darker because you want the attention to be in the center. So I'm going to have to pick this up a little bit in order to accomplish that. So I'm going to pick it up. Again, I'm using raw umber, hooker green, long back and forth strokes. We're just filling it in. Pick up more paint when your paint's not covering. Go back and forth and back and forth. And I'm running out of room here, so I think at the top will probably be dry. You can hold that. We are using acrylic, which dries nice and fast. Makes things a little bit easier. Pick up enough paint and cover that bottom of your canvas. Alright, we're going to set it down and we're going to put some of that light in. There's a little bit of light in here where it's coming down. I'm going to pick up a little bit of yellow ochre. Yellow ochre is kind of a yucky yellow color. And I'm going to rub it a little bit in to that red that we have. Right in there you want some light. Okay? And I'm going to pick up a little bit of these reds, a lot of them on your canvas, very lightly. Pull some of that light down in the center, because that's where you're going to want the focal point of your picture. See how you just pick up a little bit of that color and put that in there, and how it adds so much interest in that picture. You want your lines to go straight across. Alright, clean your brush. And now we're ready to start the tree.